like.
Welcome back to Cold Aaron's Kitchen. I'm Wade. Today we're going to make meatloaf for dinner. Meatloaf is a simple, basic, heartfelt food. It's comfort food, and it's easy to do. Let's take a look what we got here. Basic ingredient, meat. Now, about 15 minutes ago, this was 1.5 pounds of roast. Ground it up myself. I do this for several reasons. The biggest reason, we like a lean meat. And lean in the store means it's like 10%. This is coming in at about 4%. We're going to put some different oil in it to tighten it up. But plus, this was $2 a pound as a roast. Extra lean meat in the store is $4.99 a pound. Do the math. It's worth the 10 minutes to me, really. Okay, so we got our meat here. What we're going to add to that is some green onion. Now, most people say green onion, that's for salads. It adds color and the light onion flavor, about 4 tablespoons here. Okay, and I've got 3 egg whites here. I like to put egg white in to hold it together. And then we're going to add, we're going to add all that salt. It's about a teaspoon of salt. Coarse grained sea salt. And to that I'm going to add panko crumbs. What that is, it's the Japanese bread crumb. You're going to put in about a cup right there. Just going to cover that up. Now, let me word on panko. You can buy it 2 ways. You can buy it in a box that looks kind of like this for about $2. Or up in our area, we got some stores called Winco. You can get kind of like this for, $2. Again, it's a do the math thing. Alrighty. We're going to add just a little bit of oil to this. And that's my phone going off. Never mind about that. And then the fun part, mashing it all together. Now, I like to make my meatloaf several hours in advance and let it sit in the fridge and let all the flavors come together. As I said, though, this is 1.5 pounds. And I use 1 egg white per ½ pound. Yeah, I can feel all the texture in there. It's pretty good. Need a little more panko. Now, you don't have to use panko. You can use oatmeal. You can use just your own dried bread in the house. But I like the texture of panko. And I use it for other things. I make a coconut chicken, coconut prawns, all sorts of good things like that with it. I also do chicken Dijon with it. Just so many uses for panko breading. Yeah, I know, I'm playing with the loaf. There we go. Got a little more in there. Now, a couple optional things we're going to put in here. Yeah. Do a quick rinse here. Always keep your hands clean in the kitchen. We're going to put some Worcestershire sauce in there. About a tablespoon. Then we're going to add something that I make. It's a hot sauce called Pain. Just a couple dashes. Just enough to add a little bit of jump to your dinner. Okay, all thoroughly mixed and ready to be formed up, put in the pan and set in the fridge until it's time to cook dinner. Oh, no, I forgot something very important. Seasoning. Always trying to skip something. Okay, what I have here is my mortar and pestle. And what we have in there is a combination of spices. We've got some fennel seed, cardamom, coriander, garlic, all in there. And then, we're going to add some pepper. In case you couldn't tell, I like pepper. And finish mixing. There goes my phone again. I have to learn to shut that thing off. Okay, now what we're going to do, we'll form this up. We're going to form this up, put it in the fridge, let it set to about, hour and a half before we want to eat it. Put it in a 300-degree oven for an hour and a half. Let it slow cook. It helps bind the textures together. And then let it rest when you take it out for about 10 minutes. What that does is firms it up and make nice slices out of it. This one's going to get cooked on a barbecue, but that's for later. Thanks for watching. Hi, welcome back to Cold Iron's Kitchen. Doesn't look much like a kitchen out here, does it? But what we got here is our meatloaf we put together this morning. It's been sitting there in a frame, basically just letting the temperatures meld together. Now I'm going to put it in my oven. My brick oven. You know, this propane grill covered with bricks. We can actually cook pizzas out here. They're great. It takes about 8 minutes, crisp crust. Set that right there. 325, 300 degrees, something like that. We're going to let that just cook until it reaches a temperature of 160 degrees. A pocket thermometer in your kitchen is the perfect thing to have. We'll be back with you a little later.
We're recording.
Well, we brought the meatloaf in from the barbecue. It's looking good, and I wanted to show you something here. I hope you can see it. Let me push him aside here. But you know how all that fat cooks off of a meatloaf? That's all that came off of it. Extremely lean meat, done at a good price. That's just juice. That's not even fat. Now, what we're going to add to our dinner is, well, you need a vegetable. So what we're going to have, we have a garden outside. I like my garden because it yields beautiful beet greens. Well, you might as well meet the rest of the family. They're down here. They're always watching Daddy cook.
This is Hennessy.
Hennessy's right here. Tommy's right here. And this is Pepper. Yes. You're good kids. Wag. Wag, wag. Okay. What you need to do is get your pan warm. And it needs very little oil on this. I like to use sesame oil. Just a small amount. Just drizzle in the pan. And on this, we're going to put some real basic seasonings. We're going to get a little bit of garlic. And so now, got some salt here. We'll grind up some salt into that, and pepper. And that's about all we're going to, well, a little bit of pain too. Got to have some pain. But greens are extremely easy to cook, and the beet green is so good for you. It's full of antioxidants and iron. Iron all over the place. So let's go ahead and pop these in the pan and just, I call the process sweating down, because you're going to see this pan is full when we start. Yeah, stems and all. It's all good. There we go. Now we're going to put a little bit of a salt on it. About a teaspoon. Fresh cracked pepper. You'd have to do that one to taste. But beet green actually requires salt. It seems to think it needs it. And just a light sprinkle of garlic. Shots of pain. Throw the lid back. Get in the pan. Throw the lid back on and
Pain sauce.
And we'll be back a little later. But first, let me tell you about pain sauce. It's a hot pepper sauce that I created. The ingredients are simple: peppers, lots of peppers, some real hot ones, vinegar, salt. Use with caution. Put this on anything you like eggs, steak, donuts, whatever you want. You're the one eating it. We'll be back in a bit with the cooked up beet greens. Move this critter over to the cutting board. Now, if you slow cook a meatloaf instead of trying to rush through it, making it a half-hour job, what you end up with is something that crumbles and is dry. Slow cooking is great, and while you're cooking, you can be on Facebook, updating your page there, doing your bills. Planning other meals, looking through your fridge going, okay, this is fuzzy. Lots of things you can do while the meatloaf is cooking. Well, right now we're getting on to the beet greens again. Remember that big old pile? See how far it shrunk? Oh, how long have they been cooking? Yeah, they've been cooking just about 7 minutes. I'm going to make them go a full 10 at least, because I want these stems to soften up.
So recording.
Alright, beet greens are just finishing up. We're going to shut those off. Time to start plating up dinner. Dinner's a fun time, isn't it? It's when everybody should be in the house, sitting together, enjoying each other, or just talking about how bad your day's been. Either way, it's a good time to be together. So, a couple slices of meatloaf.
Notice how nice the white slice is.
Now, see how nice that slice is? Not crumbling or nothing like that. A few slices of meatloaf. I'll probably be back for more. And we're going to throw on some iron and other things, otherwise known as beet greens. And a generous dollop of salad. Been chilling all day. And that's meatloaf, baked potato salad, beet greens. Sure glad you watched. Have a nice night.